Hi guys, this is another beginner's video, I suppose. I'm going to show you how to make a to-do list using two techniques. One of them is with Power Duplicate. So although this is a beginner video, if you're more seasoned with Affinity Publisher and KDP, it's still a good video to watch because you might not be using Power Duplicate, or you might not be using how to-do lists in your planners when you should be, because they are a brilliant addition to any planner. So yep, that's it. Just a quick beginner-friendly video, but veterans, you might learn something too. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a checklist, a to-do list. It's an area where the person using it can write a list down, and then there's a checkbox at the end so you can tick your job off. Now these are fairly basic, but they're really useful. You can make full books out of them for a start. In a previous video about notebooks and if they were still profitable, we discovered grocery list books, and it's just a book full of these to-do lists. So you can make full books out of them, target them for anything you want. Just a general to-do list for as a shopping list, a productivity planner, things like that. Or you can use them as a part of a bigger planner. Say I make academic planners and I make yearly planners. I always put to-do lists in them. So you can use this technique I'm about to show you and either make a full book out of them or add it to your existing plans. So before we start, of course, we've got to create a new document. And as I showed previously, we've got presets here. I'll just use 5x8 with bleed. You make it whatever size you want. And we're going to work in master pages. Now there are two ways to make the checklist. There's probably more, but there's going to be two ways I'll show you. The first one is using the table tool. Now if you remember in the last video, the table tool was used to create lined paper really quickly. It can also be used to make check boxes and to-do lists really quickly. There is another way that's quicker though, but we'll do the table tool first. So I'm just going to drag out a table, and I want 3 columns on it. I'll just extend that to the end of the margin. And what I'm going to do is I want this column C is going to be where the ticky box is. I'm going to use column B to leave a space, and column A is going to be all of the lined areas. So we'll set that up now. So the table's on, and we'll just go to the table window, open the table, and we're going to change the height of the lines to 7mm. Even though we're working in inches, Affinity Publisher can convert, and I'll just drag this out to the bottom of the page. So this is what will look like at the minute. It's just a table. We need to, like we did with the line journal, remove this vertical line running down the other side of the table, and this vertical line running down the other edge of the column. So to do that, we'll select column A, and in the stroke and fill section, we'll select outside vertical, and we'll turn the colour off. So this is what we've got now. Now from column B, I want to turn off all of the horizontal lines because there's going to be nothing there. I just want it to be a gap. I'm not going to remove the right hand side line because that's also part of the checkbox. So all of the verticals, so all of the horizontals selected, and again remove the colour. And that's what we've got. That is your simple checkbox. We've got lines to write on, and we've got a box to tick. Now you might want to remove this top line here, so to do that we'll just select A1, click on the top border, and remove that. There you go. That is your to-do list made using a table tool. Now there is another way, and for that we're going to use another technique. We're going to use Power Duplicate. It's a really handy tool, and when you've got a lot of items that need to be copy and pasted the same amount by the same degree, it makes it a lot easier. So we'll do that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a straight line. So I'm using the pen tool. I click on the page, hold down Shift and move it along, so it makes a nice straight line. So that's your straight line there. And then I'm going to come to the square tool and I'm just going to draw a square at the end of the page. If you hold down Shift, it'll make it a perfect square. And now I'm just going to remove the fill by clicking on the full circle and pressing the no colour there. And I'm going to give it a stroke by pressing the hollow circle, and we'll give it a stroke of 0.2. So now that is our first checkbox. What we're going to do now is select them all, like that, both the line and the box. For the first one, I'm going to hold down Shift, Control, click and drag till I get the nice space that I want. That's good. And now, without deselecting anything, if you hold down Control and tap J, the assets duplicate at the same distance as the first one. Really simple, just bang, bang, bang until you fill your page. So that's with something called Power Duplicate. Now there are a lot of other things you can do with Power Duplicate. You can, I'll just delete some of these. So now if I copy and drag this down and then rotate it using this node here, I'll hold down Shift just so it clunks around on the angle. It'll copy the last movement that we made. So instead of going down, it'll copy the rotation. Now obviously that's no good for one of these books, but it's a lot of fun and it's really good if you go to make mandalas and things like that. That's a more advanced technique. But Power Duplicate is a very handy tool. So that's it for today's video. Just a quick one to show you how you can make checklists. It's a really useful part of any planner. Yearly planners, academic planners, to-do lists, shopping lists. If you're making a food planner, you can include these in as part of your ingredient checklist. Really useful things to have, very simple to make. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.